Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into something that, well, let's be honest, a lot of us kind of shy away from: self-control.
Right.
We're using Ryan Holiday's book, Discipline is Destiny, The Power of Self-Control, as our guide.
Yeah, and our mission here is pretty straightforward. We want to give you more than just a summary. Think of this as like the accelerated guide. We're
Yes.
pulling out the core ideas, the practical steps from the book, basically giving you a shortcut to understanding how Holiday frames this. If you want to get a handle on controlling your destiny by first controlling yourself, this is the playbook.
And we have to kick off right away with the big idea because it flips the whole concept on its head. I mean, for most people, discipline sounds like, I don't know, punishment, restriction.
Yeah, deprivation, cold showers.
Exactly. It just sounds negative. But Holiday says, nope, that's completely wrong.
Hmm.
His whole point is that discipline isn't about punishment. It's actually the pathway to, well, freedom, strength, and ultimately excellence.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you achieve anything great, basically.
Mm-hmm. The shift in thinking is huge. It's not about what you're giving out. It's about what you gain.
No.
You gain the power to make choices. Holiday frames discipline as this really active, powerful thing, being able to focus only on what really matters and then, sticking with it, no matter the distraction or temptation.
So it's not just following rules someone else sets.
Not at all. It's internal. It's you taking charge from the inside, asserting your own will, really.
Okay, and to really get that, we need to understand where these ideas come from. They're not brand new, are they?
No, definitely not. There's a deep history here. Holiday draws really heavily on the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca.
Brian's classics.
Exactly. And for the Stoics, this idea of self-mastery, it was basically the highest strength a person could achieve, like the ultimate human capability.
That's actually really empowering when you think about it. It means the biggest challenges aren't external, they're right here.
Inside yourself, yeah. You versus your
Yeah.
habits, your impulses. The Stoics taught that if you can manage your inner world, how you react, what you think, even your physical body, you get a real measure of control over what happens externally, your destiny.
Okay.
It connects to their idea of prohairesis, basically your power to choose your free will. The book really highlights this. Real discipline isn't forcing yourself. It's about choosing what truly serves your highest goals, exercising that agency.
All right, let's make this practical then, because the book breaks it down nicely into 4 pillars. A sort of blueprint for mastering yourself. Where do we start?
We start with the absolute base layer. Physical discipline
Right, the body.
has to come first. Everything else rests on this. The logic is super simple.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hope to manage big things out there if you can't even manage your own body.
Makes sense.
If you're always tired or sick or just giving in to every craving instantly, well, your body's already running the show. You're being controlled by your most basic urges.
So this isn't just like hitting the gym sometimes. What are the real requirements here, according to the book?
It's about consistency, intentionality. It means having a solid, predictable routine. Yes, regular exercise, moving your body, but also, and this is huge, getting enough good quality sleep.
Can't stress that enough.
Absolutely. And critically, being disciplined about avoiding overindulgence, whether that's too much food, alcohol, or just, chasing cheap thrills. The aim is to make your body work for you, not the other way around.
And Holiday points to examples, right? People who showed this kind of physical control under pressure, like Alexander the Great or Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, Lou Gehrig the Iron Horse is a fantastic example. It wasn't just talent that made him great. Showing up for 2,130 games straight.
Incredible.
That's not luck. That comes from an ironclad physical discipline, a routine, taking care of himself, that ability to be steady, consistent, even when things were tough physically. That came directly from mastering this first pillar.
Okay, so that physical foundation, that reliable strength, then lets you tackle the next level up.
Exactly. Which brings us to pillar 2, mental discipline.
Ah, the mind. This is where things can get really messy for a lot of us. So much noise in there.
For sure. The mind can be your best friend or your absolute worst enemy. Mental discipline is about learning to manage those thoughts so you're not just carried away by every worry or distraction.
Building that inner citadel they talk about.
Precisely. It means consciously practicing not letting your emotions, especially things like fear or anxiety, drive your decisions. It's about focusing intensely on what you can actually control: your effort, your choices, your judgments, and learning to let go of what you can't.
Like other people's opinions or worrying about the future.
Exactly. Or dwelling on past mistakes.
Ah.
Ruthlessly focus on the controllable.
One thing that stood out to me was the idea of stillness is strength. That feels counterintuitive sometimes. My first reaction to chaos is often to rush, to try and do more. How do you actually cultivate that stillness?
That's a great point, and it is counterintuitive. Stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about refusing to be panicked into making bad choices. One practice the Stoics used was premeditatio malorum, thinking ahead about potential problems.
Premeditating on the bad stuff.
Sort of, yeah, but not to wallow in it. The goal is to mentally prepare yourself. Run through the what ifs. Well, if chaos does hit, you've already processed some of the shock. It allows you to think clearly before you act.
That makes me think of Ulysses S. Grant, the example used in the book.
Perfect example. Grant faced unbelievable pressure, huge losses, political enemies, constant stress.
Yeah.
But he kept this almost legendary, calm, steady focus, strategic thinking. That wasn't just luck or innate talent. That was practiced mental discipline day after day. He mastered himself first. That's how he could lead others.
Which flows really nicely into the third pillar, emotional discipline. This one feels subtle.
What?
It's about those hidden traps, right?
Yeah.
The desires that sneakily take control.
Exactly. Things like the lure of comfort, wanting attention, chasing shallow pleasures, or that constant draining need for other people to approve of you.
Validation.
Yeah. The disciplined person learns to actively resist these pulls, to become kind of radically independent from them.
And the book talks about ego, too. Arrogance.
Yeah.
As maybe the biggest emotional trap.
Oh, absolutely. Pride is presented as the ultimate downfall. Ego tells you you're special, you deserve shortcuts, the rules don't apply to you.
Right.
Emotional discipline means staying humble, even when you succeed. Big time. Instead of chasing the spotlight, the applause, the disciplined focus is purely on doing the work, doing it well, for its own sake.
Okay, but let's push back on that a little.
Mm-hmm.
In today's world, if you just focus on the work and stay humble, don't you risk getting overlooked? Don't you need to self-promote a bit to get ahead?
That's a fair question. It forces us to think about what success really means. Humility doesn't mean being a doormat.
Okay.
It means knowing the work, the mission is always bigger than you. A disciplined person might advocate fiercely for the project or for the team's goal, but not just for their own ego boost.
So it's about the what, not the who.
Precisely. The idea is if you focus relentlessly on getting better, on excellence, then recognition often follows naturally. It becomes a side effect, not the main goal. The minute you start performing just for the applause, you've lost your independence. You're owned by the audience.
The disciplined person seeks improvement, not applause.
That's the core lesson, yeah.
All right, so we've covered physical, mental, emotional. That brings us to the fourth, and I guess the highest level, spiritual discipline. Now, this sounds potentially complex. Is this about religion?
Good question, and it's a key distinction. In this context, spiritual discipline isn't necessarily tied to organized religion, though it can be for some. It's more about moral control, ethical consistency.
Okay.
It's about making sure your everyday actions line up with your deepest values, whatever those might be for you. Things like integrity, gratitude, maybe compassion, serving something larger than yourself.
So building your own internal moral compass and actually using it every day.
Exactly that. Connecting who you aspire to be with how you actually behave. The book argues that discipline here, at this level, it's not just about getting more done or being successful in a conventional sense. It's about becoming a fundamentally better human being.
More virtuous.
Yeah. And that gives life real meaning, real moral strength. Because look, you could master your body, your mind, your emotions, but if you act without integrity, the whole thing is built on sand. It'll crumble. Spiritual discipline makes sure the foundation is solid, morally sound.
Okay, let's pull these four threads together. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. The book connects each of these pillars to a specific, tangible outcome for the person practicing them.
Absolutely. This is where it all pays off.
Right.
They aren't separate silos. They build on each other to create a complete system. And each one delivers a specific reward.
So what are they?
Physical control, mastering your body, your appetites, that leads directly to strength. Real, usable strength and energy.
Okay. Strength.
Mental discipline, that focus, that calm, that patience we talked about that results in clarity. Being able to see things clearly, make good judgment.
Clarity. Got it.
Emotional discipline, the humility, the control over base desires that brings an undeniable inner peace. Freedom from that constant turmoil.
Peace. Sounds good.
And finally, spiritual discipline, living with integrity according to your values that ultimately leads to freedom, real freedom.
Strength, clarity, peace, and freedom.
Ugh.
Wow, that completely reframes discipline. It's not a chore anymore. It's a toolkit for a better life.
It really is. When you master yourself in these ways, you're no longer pushed around by your own weaknesses.
Right.
You're free. Free from impulse, free from crippling anxiety, free from the poison of ego, free from the limitations of a body you don't control. Discipline doesn't box you in, it sets you free. It liberates you.
So the final message seems to be the disciplined life is the good life.
That sums it up beautifully.
Self-mastery isn't about dominating others. It's about that internal mastery that unlocks external freedom. Okay, so maybe a final thought for everyone listening, building on this.
Yeah.
Take a moment and think. Which one of these 4 pillars, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, feels like the one where you feel most dominated right now? Where do you feel weakest?
Good question.
Because that weak spot, that's not a failing, it's just your starting point.
Yeah.
Address that area, start practicing that discipline, and that's how you begin to unlock your own highest strength.